So years ago, I had a really good friend and she was pregnant at the time. And I found out that her husband was being unfaithful. And I really struggled with it for a while. And then I thought, you know what? If this was me, I would want to know. So I told her, and she never talked to me again. I had brought the truth to her and I was the one that she turned her back on. And you're probably thinking, well, Tasha, like what on earth does this have to do with my body and my symptoms? Well, when I look at how we treat our symptoms, that's exactly what's happening. The symptoms show up and we turn our backs on it, suppress it, try to silence it, try to make it go away. But the symptom isn't the problem. It's just the messenger. And it's one of the clearest and best ways that your body is trying to tell you something, which is the truth. So unless you've been taught, you don't know how to, acknowledge that truth. And if you keep treating the messenger like the problem, you're going to stay stuck fixing the same things that are affecting your day-to-day life on repeat. Welcome to the Decode Your Body podcast. I'm your host, Tasha Miller. For female entrepreneurs, time and attention matter. Managing symptoms that don't make sense costs both. You already know how to lead, and this is where that leadership extends to your health. You are the CEO of your body. About 3 years ago, I decided I was entering my self-care era. And maybe this is your permission slip to do the same. Like not in a bubble bath face mat kind of way, although I have been embracing more of that too. I more mean in an I'm finally going to figure my body out kind of way. And I was going to learn how to take care of my body the way that it needed, because if I'm honest, I spent most of my 20s, 30s, and 40s putting everyone else first. Like I have 6 kids, not all in my 20s, but I do. And, husband and everything. And I have a feeling that you probably have too, put everyone else first. And if you're anything like I was, which I bet you are, you've also spent a lot of time and energy trying to figure your body out. And this isn't in an obsessive or overcomplicated way. It's just you paying attention, noticing something when it changes in your body, and you look into it and you try this thing and you try that thing. And some of them, they do help for a while. Then, one day you wake up and it's back, or something else shows up. So you adjust, you try something new. And somewhere in that cycle, you start wondering if this is just what it looks like to take care of yourself, just managing things as they come up. And for me, this was super frustrating. Like I have better things to do with my time. And in my 20s and 30s, one major thing for me was the eczema that kept cropping up. It was embarrassing. I looked like I had, it looked like I had some sort of a disease. It was bad. So the question underneath all that we don't really think about is not how do I fix this, but why does it keep happening? And if you've never been taught how to ask that second question, you don't even know that you're missing it. And you know what? Here's the thing about the wellness industry. It's definitely not wrong. Practitioners, functional medicine doctors, nutritionists, supplement brands, like a lot of them, what they offer genuinely does help. And they teach you what they know. But a lot of what exists was built around one question, which is, what do I do about this symptom? How do I reduce it, eliminate it, stop it from coming back? And that's really helpful up to a point. But what it doesn't teach is body literacy, your ability to read and understand your own body. Those are 2 completely different things. Fixing a symptom and understanding what your body is doing, those are not the same idea. And you're probably only familiar with the first one. So you've got really good at fixing, but you never felt like you quite understood what was actually going on. Now, that friend that I was telling you about, when I told her the truth, she had a choice. She could have accepted the information, sit with it, and decide what to do with it, or turn on the messenger. And of course, she did. She turned on the messenger, and that was me. And I understand why the message was painful, but turning on me didn't change what was true for her. It was her reality. And nothing was going to change that reality. And that's been happening with your body. Your body sends a symptom. You turn on it, reject it, cut the food, add the supplement, adjust the routine, and sometimes your symptoms settle down for a while, but the symptom keeps coming back, like my eczema just kept coming back for years and years because nothing underneath of it actually changed. Your body is still trying to tell you something, and it will keep sending the message until you know how to read it so you can stop fixing the same thing over and over again. And like I said, with my eczema, it literally lasted I started when I was 18, and it wasn't until well into my 40s that I actually got it figured out. The great thing about body literacy is that it's not a longer list of things to try. It's not more information about symptoms, though you'll understand them better. It's more about understanding what your body is actually doing and why. Your body has patterns, very specific ones. And when things start changing, it's usually because you've shifted into one of those patterns of imbalance. And when symptoms show up, that's usually your sign that you've shifted into that pattern or a pattern. They didn't just happen for no reason and appear out of thin air. They're not your body turning against you. Those symptoms are the messenger. And when you know how to read them, you stop waiting for something to go wrong to know what's happening. You see it earlier. You understand what it means. You know what to do, not because you looked it up, but because you actually know your body. And that's what body literacy is. You can still use Google or ChatGPT if you want to, but instead of searching blindly and hoping that something is going to actually work this time, you know what you're looking for. And that's the real reason I don't teach symptom fixing, not because fixing is bad, but because fixing without understanding why it's happening keeps you in a cycle that honestly, it just never ends. Now, I know you run a business, so you know the difference between putting out fires all day and understanding why the fires keep starting. One keeps you reactive and the other helps you to be proactive, and your body is no different. So when you understand what your body is showing you, not just what showed up this week, you stop making decisions from a reactive place. Your schedule, your food, your workouts, how you plan your week, none of it is based on what you're trying to avoid anymore. It's based on the facts that you actually know. And that's a very different place to make decisions from and a different way to live. There's a point where you stop feeling like you need to fix every symptom that shows up. Not because they never show up, because they're going to. Every once in a while, they're going to show up. But because when you do, you're not afraid of them. You're not immediately trying to make them stop. You know how to read them. You know what they're pointing to, and you know what to do next. And that's not managing your body. That's knowing it. The industry gave you tools, and some of them, they can be pretty helpful, but tools for fixing keep you coming back for the next fix. And don't you think it's kind of designed that way? Think of the millions and billions of dollars that are made in the wellness industry alone. So body literacy means you stop needing someone else to tell you what your body is doing because you can read it yourself. And that's what I'm here to give you, not another protocol, but the ability to understand your own body. So, if you're tired of trying things and you're just done with it and still feeling like you're guessing with your own body, I want to invite you to the early access list for Stop Guessing Your Symptoms. It's coming in April. It's a short training where I'm going to walk you through the 3 body types so you can start recognizing which one sounds the most like you and finally understand why so much advice or knowledge or whatever you've Googled that's left you more confused than having clarity. And if you're on the early access list, you'll get first access and special pricing before it opens to the public. The link is in the show notes, or you can head to tashamiller.co/waitlist. All right, I will see you back here next Wednesday. Have a great week. Thank you for spending time with me today. If you enjoyed this episode, tap follow and leave a 5-star review down below. I read every single one and it helps more women find this podcast. If you want to keep the conversation going, head to tashamiller.co for resources, offers, and all the ways to connect with me.